Welcome to the second half of episode 1 of the MF Cast.
It's very quick. It's so quick that I had to interrupt with this description of how quick it is. But every time I've been to Del Taco, what they do is I order, and then they let me know what it's gonna be like. I mean, what it's gonna be like when they call my number, and how they do that is they say that if I had number 37, they would say, I'm going to say the number 37 when this is ready.
Yeah. For example, when you have the number 100 and they give you the number 100, but then they also say, hello, this is your number. I'm going to call this number, and when I call this number 100, your order is going to be ready.
Yeah. Yes. And
I think that's like one of the better ways to go about doing it.
It really is. So then usually what happens is I might have like a jacket or something like that, or even if I just have a pop, I might be like, oh, okay, like I'll go set this pop down, and usually what happens is by the time I'm halfway to the place I wanted to sit down, if I had the number 100, I would hear 100, and I'm not ready. It's very quick. It's definitely the restaurant in the West that is the fastest.
Yeah,
you might say that it has wheels because it's so fast.
Yeah, some would say that it's one of the most wicked fast in the West. So definitely something to consider when you're hungry is Del Taco, and something that
even when you're not hungry, Del Taco is a nice place to go hang out and socialize with your friends.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
Even if you're not hungry, your friend might be, and when you're not hungry, you could still be. I want to have this experience. I'm not hungry, but I can spend $1, or maybe even less. Maybe you're not hungry, but you want to get some dessert. Or maybe you just want a pib. When you're not hungry, it's still a very nice place to be.
Yeah, I like the vibes. Definitely got good vibes. So, one thing that I like to joke and then laugh about with my friends. Like every time they joke about this, I laugh. But when we have to go to Taco Bell, how about this? Taco Del instead of Del Taco, it's like a joke that my friends say.
Would it be like would it be like when a restaurant that is known for selling a kind of breakfast food called a pancake? Would it be like if they started saying, hey, we're not really famous for our pancakes as much as we are famous for having burgers? Is it like that? I'm trying to wrap my brain around this.
So I think that what you are referring to is called a pivot. So that is when like a company, and no specific company, but it's when a company decides to go from pancakes as their specialty to burgers for their specialty. And I think that what I'm talking about is just a play on words. I think that if you refer to Taco Bell as Taco Del and go to Del Taco, I think that it is a very funny joke. And I think that it's I think that it's worth trying out on your friends, saying, hey guys, I'm feeling a little hungry and also kind of thirsty. Would it be all right if we go to Taco Del tonight? And I think what their response might sound something like is, yes, I would like to go to that restaurant because I like the menu, and also I like the option to order a pib. So definitely one of the better places to go. But I don't think that any of these places are even close to our number one pick. I think that our number one pick has a lot more to offer than just the food. I think that the vibes are one of the most positive out of all restaurants that you could eat at, or food joints. Whatever terminology you like to use. I think that it's the undeniable truth that Peter Piper Pizza is just one of the most powerful places to eat. Not only because the pizza is fantastic, you got the bread, you got the dough, you got the crust, you got the tomato paste, and you got the cheese on there, and you got your toppings, or your garnishes, and when you cut that up, it's just the portions are just so nice and convenient. You can just grab a slice of pizza, and you can just ask for some toppings on there to make it more interesting.
That's true. And one thing I think you overlooked the two of the most important things that you can do at Peter Piper Pizza, and also one other thing that is very important, and in no particular order. Some of these things are well, actually, one of them is you can get a cinnamon pizza, which is
wow.
It's a lot like a cinnamon roll, except for it's not. There wasn't any rolling involved in the process. It's very flat, like a pizza, and it has cinnamon, it's not just cinnamon, it's like a cinnamon sauce mixture, kind of like how a cinnamon roll, the cinnamon, and that is, it has sugar in it, and it's very good and tasty. And also you have the icing, you have that, and also you have a lot of fun video games you can play. These video games, what you do is you take $1 and you put it in the token machine, and you receive tokens as a result of that, and then you can take these tokens and you can play any number of these games, and they have a lot of fun games. Some of my favorite games from Peter Piper Pizza are Hydro Thunder.
Yeah,
I think we can all agree that's a very good game.
Definitely.
And as a child, I really I think it was a very forward-thinking game in terms of creating a game that anybody could play. When you're playing Hydro Thunder, unlike a lot of other racing games, you don't have any gas pedals that you need to reach, which can be very nice if you're a younger individual who isn't as tall as an adult, or for whatever reason, if you just want to you don't want to use your feet. You have the gas pedal, you could say, is a lever on the right side of the steering wheel. So you can just slam that, and then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the race.
Yeah.
Because you're just giving it the gas. And unless you want to hit the turbo button, then you had to remove one hand from the wheel and press the turbo button to get a boost.
Then you're going really fast.
It makes you go faster. So
Yeah.
it's hard. Then it's kind of a challenge to it, because you're going fast and you want to have two hands on the wheel, but then when you put both hands on the wheel, you won't be traveling as fast.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things to work on, to become a skilled player. When you go to Peter Piper Pizza, you're very good at all the games. So I think that was one of the most important things when I was a kid growing up, was to be good at the games of Peter Piper Pizza, so that the other kids thought that I was cool, and maybe that I could get a girlfriend when I was 8. So when I was 8 years old, I was playing Guitar Hero at Peter Piper Pizza, and I think that's like one of the most good games that they have there is Guitar Hero, because I like that the controller is shaped like a Gibson Les Paul. And
it's a very familiar shape to someone like yourself.
Yeah, someone like me, like when I see a Gibson Les Paul, or even the controller that looks like a Fender Stratocaster, I really like to pick it up and then picture myself on stage, playing my favorite rock songs, so it's really handy that the soundtrack to the Guitar Hero 3 arcade game, you have a lot of classics. You have Metallica, one of the best bands in the whole fucking world. Another band that's like pretty dope is a band called Foghat, and they have a song called Slow Ride, Take It Easy, and it's a very good song to practice on, because I think that it's important to practice the things that you would like to be good at. And I think that another thing that most people don't consider when playing Guitar Hero is that just like a song, in order to perform it well, you must memorize the notes that you're going to play. So I think that most people go into Guitar Hero and they wing it. And I think that those people could be considered fools, because I think that it's important to know all of the notes in order before you begin the song, so that you don't miss any. Because if you miss a note in the game, it doesn't play the full song. It misses a couple notes in the song. So when you're listening to Metallica on Guitar Hero 3, it doesn't sound so dope when you miss a couple notes. It sounds a little bit less dope. And I think that is one of the reasons why it's such a good game, because it really motivates you to be a good player. Unlike these other games that kids play these days, like Fortnite. I think that Fortnite's, it's not like Guitar Hero. You can't just become good at it and be proud of yourself. In Guitar Hero, you don't have to beat anybody. You just want to play a good rock song. So you pick up your guitar and you start strumming like a real rocker, and it feels really good. I think that the virtual crowd is pretty realistic. So I think that it's definitely prepared me for a life lived in Hollywood. I definitely feel like a star, and I think that I acquired this star power pretty early on from playing Guitar Hero at Peter Piper Pizza.
I remember the first time I played the video game called Guitar Hero. I was at a store. It was a store that sells a lot of electronic goods, things like refrigerators, DVDs, a compact disc, a computer game, a video game, and an iPod. They had a television set up, and it had a PlayStation 2 with a video game inside, and they had a controller shaped like a guitar. And then I saw that the game was called Guitar Hero, so I was playing it, and I thought to myself, this is a very good video game.
It's definitely one of the better games.
I would go beyond that and say that it is one of the best video games ever.
I can agree with that. I think that one of the best stories ever told is the story of rock and roll. And I think that Guitar Hero captures a lot of the a lot of the most good licks and riffs played in sequence in a song. So it's definitely turned me on to a lot of my favorite bands to this day. And I think that I like going to Peter Piper Pizza because you can have pizza and you can have you can have a high C with just like a good old Guitar Hero, a little bit of a good old Guitar Hero.
That is a good recipe to have an afternoon.
Yeah, I agree. Those are the components of a very good afternoon.
Like I said, you could call it a good recipe.
You could call it a recipe.
A really good part of that recipe is a very good recipe for pizza.
Yeah,
that's one of the most important
recipes
parts of the recipe.
Yeah, I agree. I think that
it's a recipe is a part of the recipe, and I think that's very cool. When it helps you expand your mind, and understand that recipe a recipe can be a part of a recipe. It makes you it makes you think about a question which has been answered, but many people still ask this question as a to try to make it look like a question that has been answered. And this question that I'm talking about it goes like this: do you know which of these two things came first? Was it the chicken or was it the egg?
I'm willing to bet that what came first was the egg.
I think so too.
I think that it would be very weird if there was a chicken that came into being suddenly and unexpectedly, and it would be strange if chicken was not developed from an egg. I think that would be strange. So on that note, I think it's safe to say that we've had a very successful episode of the MF Cast.
I think so too. I think that we got to talk a lot about some of our favorite restaurants and really get an understanding of why we like the things we like in life, why we consider some restaurants to be a restaurant you would prefer to go to instead of another restaurant. There's a lot of reasons why we like everything we do in life, and I think it's very important to give ourselves an understanding of where we should go out to have dinner tonight.
I agree. I think that I'm very grateful for dinner, and I'm very grateful to know about so many options for places to consider when choosing my dinner of choice. I think that there's a lot of good places to eat, and there's also a lot of bad places to eat. So I think that it's important for everyone to know what the good places are. So on that note, good night.
Good night.
Hello MFs. Thanks for watching the video. I would like to take this time to say thank you, MFs. I hope you all have a day off soon. Please like and subscribe for more really good and funny content.
Yeah.